listening to MLVC, the Madonna podcast, your place for all things Madonna, Louise, Veronica, Ciccone.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of MLVC. Today we are jam-packed with a lot of fun guests because, if you didn't know already, Madonna performed at a small little gig in New York City for the kickoff of Pride weekend. Although it was technically a private party, a lot of non-NFT holders managed to get themselves up close and personal with the Queen. We're going to start the recap of that entire event off with Wayne Parker. You should know Wayne as the host of Madonna Get Together podcast. Wayne, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thank you. It's so good to see you and talk to you again.
I'm impressed that you're awake because apparently you had a late night last night.
Yeah, not as late as some others, but yeah, I had only 4 hours of sleep the night prior. Then I had my 7.5 hour drive, which should have only taken 5.5 hours, to New Jersey, where my hotel is. I'm Roberta Glassing it, and in New Jersey.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I stood at the venue from 6:30 p.m. until I left at 2:15 a.m. It was an incredible night. Is an understatement.
So let's give a little bit of, obviously, for everyone listening, she performed at Terminal 5, concert venue hall that I'd been to, and it was meant to be a private function for the World of Women NFT organization. They've been doing stuff all week long in New York City, and their sort of grand finale was meant to be this Madonna performance. It was instructed that only NFT holders were able to go. Obviously, that was not the case since lots of fans ended up getting in. So Wayne, I know I sort of helped nudge your entrance into the venue. I'm so happy that you were able to get in. If I couldn't make it, because a ticket came my way about 1 hour after the last Amtrak out of my current hometown of Pennsylvania.
Oh, no.
And I wasn't able to attend. Had I known just 3 hours before, I probably would have been on the train and seen Madonna, but it's okay. I've had my fair share of wonderful Madonna moments. I was more than happy to help pay it forward and help another fellow Madonna podcaster enjoy a Madonna moment. And indeed you did.
I am ever so grateful. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like that was, it was very overwhelmingly and emotional. I was overfilled with joy. And I really appreciate you helping me out there. I will say that if people had known, there'd probably be a shit ton of more Madonna fans there waiting to get in. So I'm glad it was like a small subset. There was just people that wanted to defy all odds and just be there in the moment. I knew when I went there, of course, I had no expectation of getting in or doing anything. I was just going to stand out there and I don't know.
Soak up the Madonna energy.
Yeah. And that's the best thing about it is meeting up with all these different fans and seeing them. And Madonna fans give off such a different energy than anyone else. And we have our shorthand, we have our conversations, and everyone gets every reference that you bring up, even if it's just a small side comment, and we just understand each other. And that just gives me energy. And I'm a very low energy person. And I stopped drinking in January. I take a gummy every now and then to get things going. But last night I did not need any of that. I was on an emotional journey, as Madonna likes to say, a roller coaster of emotions. There was so much to take in. But meeting the other Madonna fans was probably the second highlight for me. First highlight, of course, being Madonna.
Correct. So let's talk about the first highlight of the night, which is obviously Madonna. She not only looked amazing, but she was performing some amazing choreo. I'm trying to think of what do I want to talk about first with you is, other than the fact that she looked great, and I one of my favorite things in the world is to see unfiltered, unface-tuned Madonna, because she looks beautiful in person, and to see her looking as beautiful as she did was heaven sent. But what was going through your mind when she came out and sang these revamped versions of Hung Up and Material Girl? Because they were totally different lyrics and arrangements.
Yeah, it was so, and I just want to comment, like, yeah, she looked fucking amazing. I don't understand why she continues to use Facetune. She does not need it. I saw her up close. I was at the end of the catwalk. Her face is beautiful, flawless. She should stop filtering her pictures. But seeing these performances, the Hung Up one, you weren't really expecting it, because the lead up to Madonna performing was Bob the Drag Queen was hosting the event, with David coming on stage every now and then, and he danced with her to 4 minutes. I don't know how this show was planned, but Bob the Drag Queen was such an amazing host and so professional that there had to have been rehearsals that happened, but she was amazing. Mm-hmm. And then Laganja Estranja and Violet Chachki, they all performed first.
Oh, and the acrobatics? That was incredible.
Yeah, with that whole Justify My Love remix too. It was perfection. And then that's how it started with Takesha was performing her song, and then it blended into Hung Up, where Madonna came out. Mm-hmm. And that's where everyone was surprised, because we thought we were just getting these performances and then everything was going to stop and then Madonna would come out.
Yeah, I was surprised she came on as early as she did.
Yeah. I was like, oh, the show's starting? It's only midnight.
And was everyone just in a frenzy? I mean, it just looked like the crowd was going crazy.
Everyone just lost their mind. Like it was girl gone wild. I'm still having a hard time just verbalizing and articulating the experience of being there and seeing her perform. And after she did Hung Up, she did Material Girl with Saucy Santana.
Oh my God, it was so good.
That was amazing. I hope she's re-recording that. I did see that Brendan, the one who did the artwork for the Finally Enough Love 1 disc, posted some concept art for Material Girl. For
nudge. Come on, Madonna.
Come on. She's had to have recorded it already. I would hope so.
Well, so obviously that's why. So we know that the stuff that she was recording in the studio was the new lyrics for Hung Up and for Material Girl. I'm wondering if she is planning to release those as like full studio versions, just because obviously now that she's got the Finally Enough Love 16-track version out, it would be like weird to promote new stuff as well. So I don't know from a marketing perspective how they're planning to do that, but are you down from your Madonna high yet, or are you still sort of buzzing? And
I'm sort of on a decline. I know it's going to hit me. When it hits me, it'll hit me hard. But right now I think I got 6 hours of sleep last night, which is more than I can hope for.
You're young.
Well, not so young, but I'm getting there.
You're living off adrenaline.
Exactly. And Red Bull. But yeah, and then she closed out the performance with Celebration, and Jose Extravaganza was there and came on stage and danced with her. David was dancing with her. And, you know, I more prefer the album version of Celebration than the Benny Benassi version. But last night, Benny Benassi version was my favorite version, because it was just incredible. And then the show ended.
Hands
She's just like walking. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone had the energy that was supposed to be there. So everyone that was supposed to be there was there, like living it up, living for love the best way that they knew how. And it was amazing.
Did you get any merch?
I spent like $300 on merch. Yeah.
Nice.
I got a bunch of shirts. I tried to get shirts that I couldn't find on Merch Bar. So they had a couple of they had an erotica one, and it's the picture on the front is with her finger in her mouth.
I think she's fingering herself.
She's fingering herself, yeah. That one. And then on the back, I think it says, I'll teach you how to... Mm-hmm. I actually don't know. I just bought it out of excitement. And then there was another one that kind of had the pride flag, but it kind of looks like a parental advisory label, because it just says Finally Enough Love.
Finally Enough Love.
So the venue looked fantastic. I mean, the interior design that they did for that was epic. I don't know how much money they must have spent on doing that. Did you happen to rip down any of the... You did. Okay,
hold on.
Good. I was going to say...
I've got this huge one where it's the Impressive instant, like this is attention to detail, right? Like it's
nice.
the Impressive Instant record label that was just printed and that they just put it up. It was the promo vinyl label of the vinyl.
See, like,
of the
I want to
record.
know what happened to like the Finally Enough Love neon sign that was hanging up. Like, I want that on a wall.
They sell them. They were selling the true blue one, the outline one. There was a Justify My Love one, but I didn't see that one for sale. I think that one's just someone's probably going to get that. And then the ones with like song lyrics or song titles, they were selling them for like $600, $700.
Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say, there's no way they're tossing them in a garbage dump afterwards. Like the amount of money that must have gone into making all of that stuff. I'm so happy that you got to go, and thank you on behalf of the Madonna community for doing some live streams. So those of us stuck at home, unable to go, were able to watch. And thank you for your intense and extensive coverage of multiple videos I was reposting. And I'm looking forward to hearing your full blow-by-blow recap on your podcast. When are we going to hear that episode?
Maybe today. I was recording it before I was talking to you, and it probably will not be a blow-by-blow. It's like I said, I'm just so still stuck in that moment that I don't know what to say next. You know what I mean? So it's literally just telling my experience from when I got here to what the show was like. Yeah, check it out.
What's your takeaway as a Madonna fan from this?
It was an impressive instant for me. It was just the moment of just being there and in that environment can just give you such a high. Even if she didn't perform, I think, or even if I didn't get in, I think the fact that I was surrounded by Madonna fans, other Madonna fans, and just being able to just like talk about Madonna, was probably the second best part of the night.
Well, thanks so much for coming on the show, Wayne. I'm so jealous, but I'm so happy that you got to be in the show and see Madonna, see our queen. Happy Pride. All right, now we're going to talk with Chris Vasquez. Chris, as you know, was on our recent Desperately Seeking Susan episode, and the power of Laurie Metcalf must have descended upon Chris because Chris was able to get into the venue last night. Finally. Woo! Enough love.
Finally, enough love.
Chris, are you still on your Madonna high?
I am very much so. I am hungover a little. As you can tell.
Oh, did you have one too many impressive instants?
That's exactly what I got. That's so funny. That is exactly. I got 3 of those, and those things were powerful. By the way,
were they? What was the drink? I forget.
Oh Lord, hold on. Let me go get.
You've got the drink menu. That's right.
Let me go get the menu that I stole. So it's.
Chris, is it a laminated menu that you lifted from the bar?
It's a laminated. Yeah.
Oh my! It's like in crystal.
Glass.
It's like
it's
yeah.
Glass. It's
How
heavy.
did you sneak it out?
Well, first of all, I wasn't the only one. I was watching.
Okay.
People
watching
were just
all
pillaging
the other
days. Everyone. The second the concert was over, people were just going up to walls, grabbing posters. I was like, "Wait a minute, hold on. I've seen this show before." So I grabbed this just at the end. I'm like, you know what? It's getting light. The crowd was leaving. And I grabbed it and I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with this?
I've heard that they were selling some of the stuff from the show.
Yes. So I got this T-shirt. It was $50 there. They were selling neon signs, which were so beautiful. They were I think they were like $500 each.
Yeah.
But they were limited edition. They were super cool. One said finally enough love, obviously.
Correct.
Absolutely no regrets. Express yourself.
Of course.
And that's it. That was it. Oh, there's one huge sign that was the music sign, the music logo.
Oh yes, I saw that. Yeah.
Gorgeous. So
wait, so go back to the drink. Go back to the drinks. So you had an impressive instant. What was in the impressive instant?
Was whiskey and ginger beer and lime juice.
Oh. Well, no wonder you're hungover. Whiskey. Was there anything tequila based?
Let me see. No, it was whiskey and vodka all night long. No.
Right.
No, the holiday. The holiday had tequila, agave, and lime juice.
Oh, that sounds good. I see. I would have. Who was it sponsored by? It was a vodka
Belvedere.
sponsor. Belvedere. Yeah.
And it was the drinks were free. By the way,
Oh,
it was
there
open
you
bar.
go. How did you get into the show? Tell me.
So we had no plan. We got there. we got onto the VIP line for some reason. We made friends with one of these two little girls. I'm going to say little girls because they were like 25. Had no idea.
Two NFT girls.
Yes, and I was like, okay, this is not really our crowd, but okay. We were moving closer to the entrance. We were like, we'd have no idea what to do. So we got out of that line, and there was another general admission line with, I guess, the poorer people. I don't know what it was. Mm-hmm. So we got there. We met two flight attendants who were the sweetest people ever. And they had no tickets either. And so we were like, what are we going to do? I downloaded like a barcode, and I was like, let's just download a barcode and just pretend that it doesn't work.
Oh no.
So we get to the front. The girl's looking at the barcode and she goes, this is not correct because the barcodes that we have are animated. They move.
Tricky. Those tricky NFT people.
They're tricky. So basically the girl kind of moved us aside and she was like, look, if you can find somebody with a +1, good luck. So, of course, I went up and down the line.
On a mission.
Begging. I was like,
you don't search, you find, bitch.
Yes. So, we went up and down, and one by one, there were 4 of us online, and one by one, we were getting in. There were people that were like, yeah, come on, whatever.
Nice.
And then for me, it was these three kids, again, under 30. They saw me, and one of them saw the desperation on my face because she looked and she was like, do you need a ticket? And I said, yes. So she grabbed my arm. She's like, come with me. And I'm like, so I turned around to my best friend, Lisa. And I was like, bye.
See you, Lisa.
So she pulls me in. Apparently these guys are like, so well known in the NFT world that I had no idea who they were. Because I was walking in and the guy was like, oh, my friend did the wallpaper. First of all, okay, so then when you walk into the venue.
The venue looked fantastic.
It was.
Honestly, how long were they working on styling that venue? It was amazing.
It was wallpapered.
And how can I get a job? How can I get a job working and doing that type of stuff? Like that would have been a dream.
I know. It was so weird because I was like, this looks like my old bedroom. It was
exactly. I'm like, oh my God, I wanted to like move in there, you know?
Yeah, it had Keith Haring wallpaper
everywhere. It was
all over the
beautiful.
place. And there were videos, like monitors everywhere playing all her videos, playing concerts, everything. Anyway, you walk in, the very first thing you see is the concession stand or, the merch.
The merch stand.
Which, of course,
I tell you, they jacked up that merch for in person because that T-shirt that you're wearing, I bought for $35 on merchbar.com. So
I saw, but they kept saying, "Oh, you can only get these here," and blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
liars. Yeah. If anyone's listening and wants to get the current, World of Women merch that they were selling at the Finally Enough Love Party, merchbar.com. I'm sure they will also have it on Madonna.com because I'm sure there's so much leftover merch that they're going to want to unload it. And
right.
But, it looks very good on you. Did you get other T-shirts or just that one?
Just that one. But I also bought a T-shirt for the girl that let me in.
That's sweet.
She was so nice. And she's like, oh, you don't have to. I'm like, just whatever you want, it's on me.
She's unless you want to take the neon sign, and then we're
and then we're gonna have to talk. Yeah. So of course I had to buy the shirt. And then you
gotta
walk
take home a little bit of Madonna. Come on,
a little bit. I mean, whatever. I'm in here for free. Why not? Right?
Yeah.
So you walk in. The main stage is huge. There was this.
Have you ever been to Terminal 5?
I think I have. I feel like I saw Lady Gaga there.
I saw a band at Terminal 5 years ago, and when I heard that that's where she was going to be, I was like, perfect. But so, Chris, let me just say, I saw footage from a balcony seat last night, and the crowd did not look at capacity at Terminal 5. What the fuck?
It was not.
Like-
so when we got there, the line was about 40 people deep, and they let them in like one by one, then 20 people deep, then 30 people deep, and that was it. Usually the lines are down the street, around the corner. When the show started, I think around 11:30.
Yep.
And
Thank you for live streaming, by the way. Those of us who were stuck at home loved a live stream. And I also liked your commentary as well.
I missed
Someone
you.
Someone just farted.
Well, the guy in front of me kept farting. I'm like, it's not me. It's not me. I just want to let you know.
He's probably just trying to keep everyone away so he has space to dance.
Well, he had a big butt. He had a big butt, and he kept hitting me with his butt. And usually I'd like that, but not in this situation. Yeah. But so, yeah, we were all standing with relatively enough room to just groove. It was really nobody was pushing.
It was comfortably spaced.
And yeah, the crowd was very mellow.
Let me ask you about her set list. So were you just freaking out over the revamped versions of Hung Up and Material Girl, and then of course Celebration, which was the Benny Benassi remix?
The Hung Up was beautiful. I think that I want that Hung Up remix ASAP. It was so fun. But her entrance,
a little was like Madonna reggaeton.
Right. Her entrance, though, usually Madonna has the best entrances of all time, right? This one was kind of lackluster. We didn't even know it was her. We thought it was a drag queen. And we all of us. I don't think I even recorded it because I was just paying attention to Keisha. I was looking at her, and all of a sudden I look in the back, and Madonna's there dancing, and I'm like, oh, hello, holy shit! So she comes out. They make out. I don't think she meant to make out with her. If you notice Madonna's face, she's like, bitch. Violet Chachki came out and did a beautiful rendition of Justify My Love on a chair.
That was gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
Everybody was silent the entire time because it was just stunning. It was stunning. Laganja and Stranja came out and did Vogue.
With
in the classic
Jose Extravaganza.
With freaking Jose! Who I met outside, by the way.
Yes. Did you tell him he should come on the podcast? Because he refuses to respond to me.
Really? No, I didn't know.
I harass him on messages every couple of months. I'm like, we still love to have you on the show.
Well, next time I see him, I promise I'll...
hey, Jose. The next time I see him, I'm going to tell him.
I was too busy begging her for a ticket.
So you loved the numbers. What did we think of her styling?
It was okay.
You weren't a fan? I thought the outfits looked really cute.
It was. I don't know. For
what
some
would
reason,
you
it
prefer
doesn't.
She dressed in, Chris?
Naked.
Oh, really? No. Hey, I mean, I just love that she gave us outfit changes. Are you just loving the 16-track Finally Enough Love remix album that's out now? It was a way to sort of help prolong your Madonna high?
Well, I haven't had a chance to listen because I just woke up.
Oh, girl, it's happy hour. What are you just getting up now?
I know. I'm getting up to go back out. So yay, pride.
To talk about your experience and how you saw Madonna and wear your T-shirt and tell everyone how fabulous a night you had.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm wearing this out tonight.
Your little blonde ambition hair and
newly blonde, newly bleached. Thank you very much.
There you go. Yes, well, you matched Madonna.
Yes. Oh, and David came out a couple of times.
He looks great. Yeah, I mean, come on. Madonna looked fantastic. I was telling Wayne, I love an unfiltered Madonna.
Me too. And she looked like she was having fun. You know, yeah. It was her crowd. It was her moment. It did feel like a corporate event because she came out on time. Which she never does. I was telling everybody there, oh, don't worry, she'll come out at 2 or 2 or 3. And that's what I'm saying. When she came out, it was like, whoa, oh shit, she's here. So the moral of the story is, if you're on the fence about going to any show that you do not have a ticket for, go. You don't know what's going to happen. And if it wasn't for my best friend Lisa, hi Lisa, I love you very much, I was going to stay home. But she called and she was like, fuck it, let's just try. And then you were like, you should go.
The only reason I didn't join you was, one, I'm in Pennsylvania, so it was a bit of a hike for me. And two, I remembered last summer where her Pride people weren't getting in. And I thought, if I take the train all the way to New York and don't get in, I'll be pissed that I left. And I'm just standing outside of Terminal 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad you got in. Thank you again for all that wonderful footage. It was amazing.
Of course, I missed you. I wish you were there.
I was like, I was sad, and then I was like, it's okay. I've had Madonna moments. I'm like, but knowing that there was all this space in the venue, I'm like, I could have had another one.
I mean, it wasn't one of the best, concerts or live promos that she's done. But it was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it looked like a blast. Big question for you: do we think there will be a world tour in Madonna's immediate future?
Hell yeah, absolutely. She's ready. She looks like she's ready. She looks like she's itching to get out there and bash up her knees again and go for it.
If the film isn't gonna get worked on until next year, why not do a short girly show style tour, just a few dates here or there, stadium shows,
The dancers that she had last night were really great.
Yeah, they looked great.
I feel like all of them, even I want Jose on that tour. I want the originals on this
I was going to say, if she does a world tour, Nikki and Donna have to be reunited with her. That would be amazing. People would love it.
I got chills just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's just, they're amazing. So, yes, I absolutely think that a world tour is in the books.
Cool. You heard it here.
She told me.
Chris, thank you so much for taking the time out of your hangover to tell us all about Madonna Night.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me. And
yeah, of course.
I'm so glad I got to be there and film it for you guys. So
I know you were an angel.
I got muscles because of it. Holding that thing up for like
your
5 minutes.
Popping.
Woo. I'm like, oh my God, I hope they enjoy this.
All right, well, enjoy your weekend. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Mwah.
Another lucky attendee at last night's Finally Enough Love party was the MLVC resident hairstylist, Michelangelo. Michael, welcome back to the show. It's been ages.
Hi. Thanks for having me back.
Are you exhausted from your sleepless night with Madonna?
Yeah, we were up late because we know she likes to party. And frankly, after so much time like in lockdown and COVID, it just felt so good to be out and dancing. So yeah, it was definitely a late one. Sure. And then a full day at the office today, quiffing and quaffing and all those things
whipping up those bouffants.
Where.
So tell me, what was your night like at the party? Did you? I was seeing some of your video and it looked amazing. What's your overall impression of last night?
Well, it's as I've been describing it today. It felt like a pride party thrown by Madonna, as much as it felt like a Madonna performance. Right? It was an incredibly rich and immersive design. The folks who were doing like the marketing and the setup, I think it was one of the most Madonna moments. It felt like an immersive Madonna experience.
It almost like if they were going to do like a Madonna ride and at a theme park, that was sort of like as you're waiting in line, weaving through the stanchions to get to the actual ride itself. That's the stuff that you'd encounter,
Yeah, it was just great. It was all the fun of like a Madonna record dropping at a record store with like a complete takeover, but at the scale of Terminal 5. It was really spectacular.
I was when I was seeing people's video of them going through the venue, I was like, holy crap, this looks amazing. Like, it was just so well done.
Even the marquee
Marquee was so well done. Did you steal anything on your way out?
I didn't. I met some queens outside and they had stolen a bunch of posters. And it was really funny. As I was walking past, I think I may have made like a joke about, wait, why didn't I get one? And one of the gays was very nice and said, here, you can take a poster. And then like his friend was like, no, don't give him one. And then I was like, well, it's your karma. You do what you want. But... And so they conceded and gave me an American Pie poster. And I was like, well, shit. Of all the posters. So if you want to raffle off an American Pie poster, it's all yours.
Speaking of karma, I do want to say, number one, thank you for attempting to get me into the party last night.
Oh, gosh, it was my pleasure.
Had the word come a skint few hours earlier, I probably would have been able to hop on a train. But by the time you had messaged me, the last train out of town to New York City was already gone. But I do want to say thank you for enabling Wayne from the Madonna Get Together podcast the ability to get into the show. He had a fantastic time. We had him on the show as well, and he was forever grateful to be able to be there. So I'm glad that you were able to sort of pay the Madonna forward a little bit.
Always. I have never, ever felt like it's, if there's ever a way to get a fan into a show, Madonna or otherwise, I would give up my own tickets for a concert if it were a show that I was meh about and someone was a fan. I just always think it's the right thing to do for the artist who's performing as much as the fan. You want a room full of people who are happy to be there, not a bunch of, idiots with a dead face and then an empty row.
As our resident MLVC hairstylist, what did you think of Madonna's hair last night?
Well, it certainly wasn't surprising. It's been the hair that we've been looking at for some time. And it looks young and cool, and it's exactly the way the kids are wearing their hair right now. So I wouldn't expect her to be doing anything less than what all the cool kids are doing. A giant sweatshirt so big that it hides everything but your legs, and just a center part and hair down to the waist is as young and cool as it gets.
I did see there was a moment during the show that her hair went over to the side a little bit. And I got to say, I was like, oh, breath of fresh air, Madonna. I was like, finally, not a center part. It's over to the side. And I was like, loving
finally a side part. Well, you saw for the after, she did flip over to a side part for her post-party celebration.
You're referring to the after party. I'm assuming that is when you had the distinct honor of gracing the presence of Madame Madonna.
Oh my God, I can't even. It was really, in a million years, I did not think that was going to happen that way. I certainly, have had, since I was 12, I've had my hopes up. And I was prepared with the gift for her on the off chance that we did cross paths.
Yes, tell us everything. So you went to see the show. You didn't think you'd ever meet Madonna, but there was a meeting with Madonna. Tell us everything, because everyone wants to know. I want to know.
Well, after the show, as the crowds kind of began to move around, I found a spot by a bunch of Ciccone pizzas, which incidentally were exquisite. She had a pizza party, right?
Yes. We go hot or we go home.
We go hot or we go home. And so, I was just there going for a slice of pizza and killing some time. And it happened to be near the stage door, though, in all honesty, I didn't quite conceive that was like the stage door. And so when it opened and I saw sort of a security guy coming forward and then some light behind him and obscured this very small blonde woman, I was like, oh my God, I think that's her. She stepped out and you could tell she wasn't, she didn't have a posse, and it wasn't completely clear if she could go a little to the left or a little to the right. And I'll tell you the truth, she seemed a little nervous. I thought she... that feeling when you're having a party and you're first walking in and you're not sure if you should say hi to this one or that one and you have that little nerves? I kind of got a sense that she had some nerves. It was very cute. And in a funny way, it left me like less nervous to approach her. And so she was sort of standing there, like looking like, where am I supposed to go? Where are they going to lead me? And I was like, girl, if you don't move now, it ain't never going to happen. And it was like the universe just kicked my ass. Never. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Like I just got lifted and thrust. And the next thing you know, I'm walking up to Madonna and I said, Happy Pride, Madonna. I brought you a present. And she said, oh, really? What is it? And I said, it's a hoodie I made for you. And I had brought her this hoodie that I tie-dyed in sort of like a Blessed Virgin Mary blue. And I embellished the back with an all-seeing eye and the words under protection on the front. And I sincerely think she'll look cute as hell if she chooses to wear it. But if it gets passed down to one of the kids, I'd be thrilled to see it on Mercy just as well. And so she accepted it very graciously. She said, thank you so much. And she gave it to an assistant and said, hold on to this for me. And then I just started stumbling, gushing a little bit. And I didn't say the things I thought I would say if I met Madonna.
Of course.
I said, I'm Michelangelo, Carlos's friend. I'm Lola's gay uncle. And then I laughed at myself because it occurred to me, Lola probably has 150,000 gay uncles a day. So I clarified, from the Leon side. And she was very cute. And she said, so nice to meet you, and kind of went on her merry way. And then I was ready to pass out. I was like, okay, I'm done. I can go home. I can go to bed. Like, I need nothing more.
Yes. Oh, that's
so
sweet.
I am so beyond thrilled to have met her. She was as gracious as she could have been. And I was, I've been very close, and I've certainly been close enough to bother people if I wanted to ask for an intro. And I've always thought you shouldn't meet your idols.
Yes.
It's nice to have her up on a stage, and it's really nice to be able to just worship at the altar and not have it be personal.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so grateful that she was as just gracious and kind and really present. You know how she nods her head when she's kind of with you?
Yeah.
She was giving me the head nod, and I was like, oh my God, she's nodding at me. Like, it was very surreal. She's so tiny. I know everyone says that when they meet her. She's a little peanut.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so happy that you had that experience.
It was just as good as it gets.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Wait, so I want to know, what was the sweatshirt? What's that about?
Well, I've recently launched a little brand. It's called Michelangelo's Wonderland on Instagram. Well, it's called Michelangelo's Wonderland everywhere. The handle is @Michelangelo's Wonderland. And it's I guess like a little teeny tiny lifestyle brand. I have a scented candle. I have a t-shirt. I have a crew neck sweatshirt. And I have this very limited edition of hoodies. They're signed and numbered. I gave Madonna 1 out of 20. So it really is like a very couture, bespoke kind of, not quite one of a kind, but there won't be a whole lot made. And so I sure do hope she loves it.
And well, I was going to say, we all know Madonna loves her hoodie. So girlfriend might be sporting it this fall.
I mean, it wasn't supreme, but I would die.
That's wonderful.
I'm just happy it touched her hand, and I have a picture and a video.
Oh, you have a picture with her, or a picture of her holding
my
it?
sweet boyfriend Jesse? Well, my sweet boyfriend Jesse got a photo, but her security guy was between me and the camera. So what you actually see is her and the corner of the hoodie kind of touching her hand, but you can't quite see me in it. But I don't even care. You know what? She looks cuter than I did. And just to have that little bit of a memory is like, it's the shit gays are born for.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that you had that experience. And question, do you think there will be a world tour in Madonna's near future?
I don't know. I heard some gossip that maybe someone else will direct the movie so she can go off and do a world tour. Now, I wonder if her management's being really savvy and going, we have to keep her so busy that she can't bother us while we get this movie made.
Right.
They're like, let's put her on a world tour.
Yes. Distract her. Look over here. Look over here. Look over here.
Squirrel.
Well, Michael, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. That's our show for today, everybody. Thanks so much for listening. And thanks to all the guests who decided to stop by and retell their fantastic adventures at Finally Enough Love.
Finally enough love.
At Terminal 5 in New York City. Here's hoping Madonna goes on a world tour this fall, because I'd definitely love to see her dancing and singing. Remember, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at MLVC Podcast. You can also donate to the podcast on Venmo at MLVC Podcast, or consider becoming a subscriber. Help keep the show going. Patreon.podbean.com/MLVC Podcast. We'll talk to you soon.
Finally enough love.